What are the long-term impacts of being stuck in survival mode? Let me tell you, and before I do, I want you to know that I'm going to follow up with how you can heal. So what we know from scanning brains of people who've experienced trauma or been stuck in this chronic stress cycle for a long time, survival mode, is that their brains do look different structurally and functionally. You have decreased gray matter in your prefrontal cortex, that logical part of your brain, and your amygdala is enlarged and hyperactive, which is where we store our fear and our stress. So what this means and what we often see is that there is a state of hypervigilance. So what that means is we start to consume the world around us, right? We have all of these senses, our nervous system collects information, and we immediately apply worst case scenario. Our amygdala is like, I got this, I'm in charge. This could happen, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen. So we have this brain that it's more easily triggered into a stress response. And because of the decreased matter and kind of some fuzzy communication between these two parts of our brain, it's harder for us to exit that stress cycle. So what this does is it just kind of keeps us in survival mode. Now, the great news is that we have seen brains recover. It's not like, oh, decreased gray matter, increased activity, you're stuck that way, or you came to Earth with a brain that looks like that. We know, much like a sprained ankle, right? Some of us come to Earth with weak ankles, and it's easier for us to sprain our ankle. But in order for that sprain to actually happen, there has to be an injury, there has to be trauma, there has to be impact or stress. And just like an ankle, sometimes people sprain their ankle so bad that it kind of decreases stability or function of their ankle forever. So they just have to know what they're working with. But most people who sprain their ankle can totally recover. Now, obviously, the ways you heal your ankle and the ways that we can heal our brain are different, but they both can heal. So if you're worried that you're never going to be able to recover, you can. Just one example is there was a study done by Harvard, and it was an 8-week meditation intervention, and they scanned participants' brain at the beginning and at the end. And what they saw after just 8 weeks of a meditation practice, their prefrontal cortex increased in gray matter. Their amygdala was less active. It was an intervention that reversed the impact of being stuck in survival mode. So there are long-term impacts. So you should take your stress seriously. You should take your healing seriously. And know that there are ways to heal if you've been stuck in survival mode for 6 months, 6 years, or 60 years. Don't lose hope in healing.